TV.
Little prologue is.
I have to shake this.
Oh, good God. Hold on, guys. We got to pause our Sam Bananas video here.
Check back with you guys.
Pause. There.
This
No.
is actually a really cool campsite.
Pause. There we go. This is episode 4? 4. Episode 4. It's been a very slow, boring, wet, gloomy weekend here. The first kind of crappy weekend here in the camper. I've learned something, or I shouldn't say I learned. I found out something new. And really, it wasn't even this weekend I found that out. It was probably the second day we were in here. Sitting at this table.
Sorry.
And sitting at this table and these booth seats, they're not comfortable whatsoever, are they, Mindy?
No.
She's actually got a pillow she sits on.
Goddamn right.
So yeah, she sits on a pillow and all of a sudden my phone's going off.
I'm sorry, he's literally in the window.
And our new addition is getting a moth in the window. We got a new addition to the family. I know I showed you, it's Jax. But to those of you guys just tuning in here. So, yeah, sitting at these booths for a long period of time and our TV being right here on the end of the table. Originally I had it here. That way we could sit next to each other over there. But Mindy had,
I have things that I need space for.
Yeah. So, like, she works on her laptop. Not that she couldn't do that over there with the TV over here. Just, I don't know. When we have dinner, we sit, we talk, we look at each other. It's hard to kind of sit and talk. Or sit and have dinner and be eating like this, talking to each other. So,
some couples prefer that.
Yeah.
I know a couple like that, I guess, but hey.
Well, there was even one or two times I've sat next to you.
Look at you.
Yeah, I've sat next to you, and there was just sometimes, it's preference. It's just what you want to do.
Yes.
But sitting in these booths, it's not comfortable, and your neck being kinked to the side watching TV is not comfortable. And I don't know if I told you in the first video or one of the other videos that we don't use this TV. Number one, because Miss Mindy's sitting here and had to go like this. But this is not a smart TV, and I've tried my Roku and my Fire Stick on it, and they don't work. It doesn't pick up the signal. I don't know why. So I'm like, well, her son had my smart TV. So I said, well, call the boy, tell him I need my TV back, temporarily till we're out of here. So, that's one thing that's bothered me. Mindy, what has bothered you the most? Or what's something that's bothered you about living in this camper? Besides the space.
I was going to say,
we all knew the
first
space
off
was going to be an issue.
Space.
Yeah, we all knew space was going to be an issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You were just telling me something earlier.
What was I
Our
saying?
sleeping conditions.
I miss my king size bed so much.
So
I feel like, and I told him, I feel like we are in a pack of hot dogs and I'm trying to turn around because, unfortunately, as we're getting older, I'm not saying
we're not old.
I'm not saying I'm old whatsoever.
We're yeah, like I'm 40, Miss Mindy's a couple years younger than me, and like
But I still have my aches and pains in bed where if I'm laying on a certain side for too long, I have to roll over.
She deals with a fibromyalgia.
Yes.
And
then pre-menopause and all that good stuff. So
yeah, I'm just I haven't had the greatest back in probably 10 to 15 years. I've
been trying to help with that.
Yeah, it's not been cool. She rubs my back and whatnot, which is another thing that makes sitting at these booths even harder. Is it's just difficult on my back. Sometimes I have to go lay in the bed.
I've told you the same thing.
But I mean, I sit there. Lately, the past week, I've been sitting there with a heating pad on my back. But anyway,
I've tried very much to be working on my posture and sitting in these. You very much want to just
Yeah.
hunch
Lead on
over.
the table. Yep.
And I've been trying to not do that so much because I've done it for a
So
long time. But
the bed is probably right now your biggest pet peeve with everything.
yeah, because like so. Well, you know, I previously lived in a camper for a whole year with Luna and Poe. And at one point, I had 3 dogs. His name was Chico. Unfortunately, I rehomed him because he was a male and had very selective hearing.
What?
And he needed more attention that I could give him with living in a camper, plus me working and then leaving them in here for however long my shifts were when I was at Lowe's or...
There was a couple times you were pulling 10-hour days, right?
Yes. And then there were some nights where I wouldn't come here. I would leave work and come to your place.
My apartment.
So
Yeah.
that's when we were alone.
That's when we were in the friend stage. Well, I mean, we did start dating in September of 23.
He made it official.
Yeah.
I should say, because...
But we were friends for a good year before, and she would come over and stay and visit, and the dogs would be a lot of times left in the camper alone until she got a roommate, moved into the apartment that we were in. You guys didn't see any of that. That was, unless you follow me on Snapchat.
A terrible experience.
Yeah, that was a bad experience. So,
make sure if you are going in with a roommate that you really know who you're going in with.
Yeah.
Even though I kind of sort of did, but I was also desperate at the same time on getting out of the camper and giving Luna her space, especially with her being
a bigger dog.
Yeah.
So besides the bed and the space, what else? What's something good about in here that you enjoy? That look on her face is like, do I really enjoy anything?
Like I said, I've done this for a year already, so I do love that, I have to be like, hey, move, or we're, scooching behind one another.
Or rubbing butts. We rub butts a lot, and not in the good way.
So, yeah. We're physically closer, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, I don't like it. No.
That is not abuse whatsoever. I promise.
So, I don't mind. I have a problem with the space, but one of the things I do like is we have less stuff in here. Like, we have the necessities. We have our bedding. We have our toiletries and our bathroom supplies. We have 2 plates, 2 bowls, 2 cups. Well, I should say 4. We have 2 drinking cups, and then there's.
I think we have 4 coffee cups.
Well, the one I actually brought in from Mom and Dad's. My parents live across the yard. Yeah. One. Oh no, there was the rainbow colored one.
Oh yes.
That was actually Mom and Dad's. But yes. I have my own coffee mug, and Mindy's seen at the dollar store these. What was it? Sun and Moon cups.
Yep.
And the one says "Sleep Tight," and the other one says
"Rise and Shine."
Rise and Shine.
They were originally $5, and we paid. What did I say? $2.50.
Yeah.
No,
so
I think it was even less than that, to be honest. But even half off, I was like, yes.
Yeah. So we have like literally the bare minimum here. Like I said, our groceries is at a minimum. Like, we don't have any dinner foods, really. We have snack foods.
So we don't essentially grocery shop like we used to, where we had this giant freezer. So I guess that would be my other complaint. I guess how small the freezer space that we have, I guess is what I want to say. Because I actually use the freezer a lot myself for more than just freezing food and but yeah, so
Yeah,
we can't like stock up on things.
And
per se.
the good thing is across the yard. So there's 3 buildings on my parents' property. There's their house, the 2-car garage, and then the workshop out back. And we're right alongside of the garage for electric purposes and water purposes. But right across the way is the workshop, and there's a really nice full-size refrigerator in there. We've already kept some drinks in there. When we do go grocery shopping, we're going to keep...
I like to stock up on these and your water
and
that comes in big boxes that would take up that whole refrigerator.
Yeah, so I only keep these are, what are these? 19.2 full ounce cans.
So you get
I
order you 2, which is how many in a box?
Well, I think there's like 9 in a box.
Yeah.
But I keep like 3 of these cans in here at a time. And when I go out to either feed Lily in the workshop, which is kind of another con, I want to say right here while I'm thinking about it, is not having my cat in here with us.
Not to say that we haven't tried.
Yes, we have tried. I brought her in here twice, and all she does is meow. Like, she looks around like, I don't know where to go.
I think a lot of it is the dogs. She doesn't have her space to get away from the dogs.
Yeah, to get away from the dogs.
So since we have 2 felines now, one who essentially adopted me. Okay. But anyway, he absolutely loves the dogs, and sometimes he can get to be a little too much with Miss Luna. She's growled and showed her teeth a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Lily, on the other hand, which Poe would try to play with Lily, and she found out a couple times that Lily didn't like to play with her.
Lily, I don't think Lily really knows how to play. So, yeah, that's definitely a con of mine.
But no, I would love to have her in here too. But Jax doesn't stay in here overnight.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
well, he's not litter box trained, so... And that's another reason why we don't have Lily in here is because of the space.
Yeah.
We don't have the room for a litter box. And somebody said, well, why don't you put it in the shower? One of my family members. And I'm like...
I use that
because, yeah, I'm a 6-foot man. It's too...
I use
and
it,
when I turn around in there, my arms and elbows hit like the soaps on the little tiny corner shelves, and I'm knocking them over. And I'm too big to be in there. So I just walk into my parents' house. I use their shower. And by the way, that's actually kind of like a con to living in a camper too, is not having the availability of a washer and dryer. I mean, I have the availability of it. I just use my parents, but I don't necessarily like to do that. So what I've done is Sunday is laundry day. We don't do laundry every day. Between you have enough clothes to wear, make it through the week. I certainly have enough clothes to wear to make it through the week because I have work and casual clothes. Mm-hmm. Work clothes get dirty. My casual clothes, I can go out and look halfway decent. But Lily and not having the availability of a washer and dryer like right here on the spot are a couple cons. But again, excuse me, I'm getting a little dry here and going back to the age of 15.
I don't know, Leland's 15 and don't squeeze that much.
It's just, it's kind of sad. Well, you ain't heard him yelling at his game late night.
Oh, yes, I have. Yes, I have.
But
when the
anyway,
comes out, yes.
Yeah, your cushion is.
Well, you're the one squishing it over.
Yeah. I don't want to sit too tall here. I want to be in frame, but. I think another thing for you would probably not being able to have all of your plants. He's getting a moth.
Okay. No, he's looking for the car that was on the screen.
Oh. Anyway, like I said, I think another con for you would be not having all your plants readily available.
Those technically are all of my plants per se, because the one that is outside is an outside plant. Those ones, however, are not necessarily. So, that there. Because there's a whole, what do you want to call that? Like,
There's a shelf.
nook.
Yeah.
Or a shelf, yeah, whatever.
Let me show you guys here. Right over there.
And, yes. So, to be honest, I don't even have as many plants as I had started with. So, and at this point, I haven't even started anymore because of where we're at. I even had to get rid of 2 plants I didn't want to get rid of. I mean, we're kind of sharing the plant.
Her plants.
We're sharing the plant.
She gave a couple plants to my brother. My brother is taking care of them, and when they bloom, she gets to see them. Yeah, like I don't want to say I don't have a whole lot of complaints in here, and I know there's a billion YouTube videos out there.
Even though I've already done it for a year, not to interrupt you, even though I've already done it for a year, it's literally just like, I mean, honestly, if we had even just a little bit bigger of a camper, I probably wouldn't have any complaints whatsoever, to be honest. Because right now, we're able to save more money without having to pay the ridiculous amount of rent that's out there.
Which is, again, I don't want to go too in detail, but that's why we're living here, so we can save up and buy a home. Yes. And secondly, speaking of homes, I do want to say, I know there's Hurricane Helene. I think that's how you sell it. Say it. To everybody who's dealing with those disasters down south, a lot of love and respect and good vibes to you guys for the flooding and the homes that have been lost down there. You know, like, here I am kind of complaining about small space while there's folks out there whose homes have been completely demolished.
Yes.
Yeah. And we're by no means complaining per se. This is just a different lifestyle for myself.
It's not a complaint. It's a downfall compared to what we were living previously.
Yeah, living in an apartment or a house or whatever. But yeah, everybody down south that's dealing with that, our thoughts and good vibes are with you.
Absolutely. My uncle lives in Florida.
I've got family. Yep. My ex-wife's father and basically her whole Filipino side of the family. Yes, my ex-wife was half Filipino. We're still very close, but her family lives down there, and Orlando specifically, and good people, and I just don't want to see people without a home. Living in this camper, I don't technically have a home because we don't own this, and I don't really feel a camper is a home. I mean, unless you have dedicated your life to living in a camper. You know,
I was gonna say wanting that lifestyle.
Yeah, if you want that lifestyle, like if you have the means to travel and stuff. Like I talked to Mindy about possibly when we buy a home, saving up the money and buying like a transit van and kind of like making it into like a little travel thing, a little where we could travel. Basically, we could go on vacation. We could research areas where we can stay in parking lots overnight, or, you know, even paying a fee to park. Like, we could go to campgrounds. We could pay the fee to, you know, we could camp and whatnot. The problem with parking lot camping is, you know, the safety. Let's face it, folks, weirdos have always been a thing, but weirdos are even more prevalent now. No, that's okay.
I watch a lot of true crime.
Yeah, which spikes her anxiety. But yeah, another thing is like, well, and this kind of goes back to space. There's like lack of space to put things, food
and
groceries if we get them. You know, it's just
clothes.
Yeah, clothes. We each have a lot of clothes, and there's no place else for us to put our clothes other than in a basket out in the workshop, and I don't want to put them out there because literally all the clothes I have, I wear. So
My other complaint would be the bugs that tend to escape in every time we go in or out. Let the dogs in or out. It seems like a million escape in, just letting them in and out.
Well,
so
I think we're
fruit flies that anytime you see me doing this, if you've seen me doing that in the video, it's because they invade your personal space.
Yeah,
and I don't like it.
they'll go away here probably in another month's time because it'll get colder and they'll die off. And
I set up some fruit fly traps tonight as we speak, actually. So hopefully they will help.
Yeah, the availability of things that you need, like on a daily life, like we have everything in here. Speaking of fruit fly, we have everything we could need in here. Again, we have our toiletries, we have our clothes. I got my coffee maker, we got dishes, we got food, drinks, and whatnot. But like my camping gear, I can't keep my camping and hiking gear in here. It's all in a tote out in the workshop. If I need tools to fix something, they're out in the workshop. But thankfully, I'm allowed to drive my work van home, which has a couple steps above the basic tool set you would need. Fruit flies are getting annoying.
I told you.
And now that I think of that, another con is...
Well, I hope those traps help that I set. Anyways.
I hope so, too.
Yeah.
Another con is, right now, the temperatures... My feet have been cold all day. But in the summertime, if the sun is directly hitting this camper, it gets seriously toasty in here.
It's a sauna.
We noticed the air conditioner. If the air conditioner can't be on all day... Because if it's on all day, it'll eventually won't spit out cool air.
Yep. You have to do it and...
Yeah, she left to go with her mom to
let it get cold, and then once it's cool in here, shut it off for a while.
Yep.
Turn it back on.
She left to go be with her mom for overnight, and I turned the air conditioning on that morning before I left for work. And when I come home, it was hot in here. And I look down at the dogs, and they're both panting, and then... I look in their water bowl and they ain't got no water. They had a full bowl before I left. They must have drank it all. I felt
here.
Yeah. It was freaking hot. It was really freaking hot.
Camper air conditioners you have to do in intervals.
Yeah. And like I said, when the like sun hits, it gets nice and toasty in here. Wintertime. Like this morning, I woke up. I had to turn the heat on because it was cold. Yeah. It was cold in here. And I mean, at night we open the windows to get that fresh air in here.
I love that.
But the thing is I think we had to start closing all of the ones except for the one next to the bed.
Right, yeah.
So,
which normally I do. Because he likes to crawl in bed and just leave everything laying. I'm usually the one that cleans things up before I go to bed.
I work all day.
I'm trying.
I mean, that's not an excuse. I do dishes. I do. We did just fold laundry together, and
yes, and we have more yet.
I do help take care of the dogs. I usually take them out and I let them roam the yard, and I clean up their mess and whatnot.
It's a bit... I love that you do it for me in the morning.
Look at Jax looking at the screen.
I see.
On that. He's watching us on the screen on the other side of the camera. And it's funny, it's cute about him because I don't think he's got a crossed eye, but sometimes I think he has the capability of moving his one eye kind of like inward to where he's like cross-eyed. But it's funny, and yeah, he's getting tired too. He's blinking slow.
I see him.
But do you have anything else? Anything else that bugs you, or something that you really like? I really like the fact I'm able to save money. I'll say that.
Yes, and no, not really. I mean, we still have we're capable of watching TV, and we both have people that we subscribe to on on YouTube, so we're still able to do that. 90% of the time he does it on the TV out here, and I do it when we lay down, and I watch mine on my laptop in the bed. So
What are you doing?
he's watching the screen.
He's watching us on the screen. His one eye, it looks like it's turned in. It's freaking hilarious.
Okay.
But
Don't get distracted now.
yeah. Anyway, guys, I just thought it'd be kind of cool for us to just sit here and kind of gab with you a little bit, and we probably could have gone live with this.
That is true.
That would have been
but
cool.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah, I'm sure there'll be more to come. We've definitely had some issues with this. Like I said, we've run out of gas. Then turns out we did have a full tank. I just didn't turn that supply valve switch. We just got our hot water working again. My dad bought an igniter because the gas was on, and we were sticking a long lighter down in there. But
Keep going.
he's getting at the screen on back.
I was gonna say, if you can add this to that,
But
that would be so funny.
yeah,
Behind the
my dad put the igniter on, and we turned the switch on. We had hot water. So it's kind of learning as we go, you know, like I've said before. And yeah. So before this cat knocks this over, thank you guys for watching. I kind of hope you're getting a kick out of these videos. I think they're fun to make, just especially with getting Miss Mindy involved more, because I know she's not hugely involved with the hikes when she does come out.
I try my best.
We were going to go out yesterday, but with the weather, and she was undecided if she wanted to go, and then she couldn't find her hiking boots to wear, and just I don't know, I kind of got depressed about the whole thing because I didn't want to go alone, and I didn't want to push myself to go alone. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys.